You're listening to Sports Jam, recorded January 29th, 2012, episode 22. It's the Super Bowl, finally.
I'm Chad Cetera. Eli is better than Peyton Manning? Seriously?
I'm Stephen Peffer. Giants vs. Patriots in the Super Bowl rematch. We have the breakdown.
And I'm Rob Steele. Giants, Pats, Bama, LSU. It's deja vu all over again.
Sports Jam is now.
Eli Manning is better than Peyton Manning. That's all I've heard all week. Gentlemen, I've been listening to sports radio. You guys have been listening to sports radio. All the major network, all the major radio heads, TV heads, they're saying if Eli Manning wins the Super Bowl this coming Sunday, Super Bowl 46 from Indianapolis, Indiana, over the New England Patriots, it will be his second Super Bowl win. If he gets that, he will be the best Manning quarterback of all time.
I think we can fix that a little bit. You guys want to play a game?
Yeah, let's play a game.
Sure.
Play a very simple game. We're going to call it Are You Serious? Welcome to Are You Serious, a Sports Jam exclusive. This game, we're going to have Stephen Peffer and Chad Cetera answer a series of questions. In round one, the choices will be, who do you want to be your franchise quarterback? Do you want your franchise quarterback to be the man who won the Super Bowl or the one who didn't? Who wants to start round one, gentlemen?
I believe I will go first.
Stephen, round one. Would you rather have Brad Johnson or Fran Tarkington?
I would have to say Fran Tarkington.
That is correct. Chad, question number two. Would you rather have Jeff Hostetler or Dan Fouts?
Dan Fouts.
See, this is an easy game. Stephen, back to you. Would you rather have Doug Williams or Y.A. Tittle?
Doug Williams.
Oh, really?
Yeah, way to go, Steven. You'd take Doug Williams over Y.A. Tittle?
I don't know who either one of them are.
Y.A. Tittle, the Hall of Famer. Even I know that, and I'm the baseball guy, damn it. What's up with
I don't
that?
know. When did he play?
Like 7,000
Before
years
your
ago, I
daddy
think.
was born.
Exactly.
Chad,
Yeah.
we'll give you an easy one. Would you rather have Mark Rippon or Jim Kelly?
Jim Kelly.
See?
That was a no-brainer
Apart from
for
Y.A.
me.
Tittle, which was 5 million years ago. Gentlemen, for number 5, we're going to see who gets this one first. Would you rather have Trent Dilfer or Dan Marino?
Trent Dilfer.
Dan Marino. Nice, Steven.
Boy, even the baseball guy has figured this out, but... Steven,
I
I
want
guess that
guys
week
to win
off last
Super
week
Bowls.
just hasn't done anything for
I want
you.
guys that win Super Bowls.
All right, round 2. Let's put this into other sports and see how well it works. Would you rather
Who's
have...
going first?
Jump in. Either way, would you rather have shortstop Buddy Biancalana or shortstop Ernie Banks?
I can't pronounce his last name, but I'll take Ernie Banks for 1,000. Woohoo!
Simple stuff. Would you rather have forward Ian Mahinmi or Karl Malone?
Karl Malone.
See, these are not hard questions. I have a feeling that Chad's going to be the one to get this one, though. Would you rather have Brad Marchand or Pat LaFontaine?
LaFontaine. Woohoo!
With the exception of the couple that Steven tripped over, we got this down. This was easy, right?
Very easy.
What's up with everybody else saying that Eli becomes better because he has an extra ring? I don't get that.
Neither do I. Stephen, you and I have talked about this throughout the week. How can anybody sit there, and I'm going to use this comparison. I listen to the sports radio all the time on my way into work, on my way home from work, and one of the comparisons that these talk heads were using on the radio were, I am going to pick the franchise quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, and this is your quarterback that you want. And the question is, who would you rather have, Dan Marino or Bob Greasy? Seriously, Bob. But they're both Hall of Famers, obviously. But who would you rather have?
I would take Marino.
Exactly. Marino is an NFL record holder. And Bob Greasy has a Super Bowl ring, so. And their answer was Bob Greasy. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Now, you look at this and say, okay, Bob Greasy, he won 2 Super Bowl titles, and yes, he was the quarterback of the only undefeated team from start to finish. Sorry, New England Patriots of 4 years ago. You lost in the Super Bowl. You don't count anymore. You're irrelevant. Bob Greasy is that quarterback. Dan Marino holds every record, and if you put Larry Zonka in the backfield for Dan Marino, what did the Dolphins do in the 80s?
Maybe win a Super Bowl?
Maybe, probably.
I don't know. I mean, Marino couldn't do it.
Well, that is true. But think about this, though. Name me any running backs that Dan Marino ever had. Yeah, we could sit here forever. The only one that I could think of that was any good is the best center in NBA history, and that being Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Now, come on, how many people know that answer? Seriously? Probably nobody. So then you bring this question of who's better, Eli Manning or Peyton Manning? Do we have stats on either one of these guys? Rob, you're the statistician. Do you have any stats on any of these guys with their career right now as we stand?
What I was thinking was, Peyton has been in the league about twice as long as Eli, correct?
Yeah, correct.
So Eli's numbers should be about half of what Peyton's are if he's that good a quarterback, right?
Yes.
True.
Okay, so does Eli have half as many completions as Peyton? No. Does he have half as many yards as Peyton? I'll give him this. It's somewhat close, but no, not really. Half as many touchdowns? No. Half as many interceptions? Yes, he has more than half.
Exactly.
How does this translate into better quarterback?
You know, it's ridiculous. I don't see it.
Okay, in 10 playoff games, Eli's won 7. Does that
true.
not count for anything?
Well,
yards and TDs is pretty close to half.
It's close, but it's not there yet.
And see, here's the thing, though. I mean, Peyton Manning has played in 19 postseason games, and he's won 9. He's been into 2 Super Bowls also. Yes, they lost one game to the Saints, and honestly, that was a great game. That was one of the better Super Bowls we've had in recent history. I mean, who would have thought the Saints would have won that game against the high-flying Colts? But look at the numbers, even the postseason numbers. I know, Steven, you're going to sit there and say, well, Eli is 7-3, Peyton is 9-10, but the numbers still don't add up. Eli is only completing 61% of his passes to Peyton's 63%. You've got more touchdown passes by Peyton, a lot more interceptions too, but think about it. You've played in more games than Eli, almost double.
So what you're telling me is that you want a quarterback that's going to win you games, but never a championship. So that's what you want. That's what you're going to buy an NFL franchise, and you're going to say, well, I don't want to win a Super Bowl. I just want to win 10, 11 games a year. That's what you say?
But you do not know. When it comes down to any professional sport and the playoffs, you've got to look at it as a team sport, not an individual sport. And when you think about this, the quarterback,
I mean, you have to look at that. I mean, that is the guy. I mean, that's what you win and lose. It all falls on him.
Okay, so Trent Dilfer, he won a Super Bowl in Baltimore. I mean, come on. Was Trent Dilfer even relevant in that Super Bowl win, Super Bowl 35 over the Giants? Really? Was he relevant?
Baltimore. Of course not.
All right. Tampa Bay defeats Oakland in the Super Bowl, blows them out. Brad Johnson was the quarterback for Tampa Bay. Was he relevant in that game?
It was a blowout, yes.
No, he wasn't relevant. It was defense. I mean, yes, I'm going to give you this. Eli was relevant in the victory over New England 4 years ago in the Super Bowl. But if it wasn't for the team and if it wasn't for a defensive scheme that kept the Patriots, who averaged 37 points a game throughout the entire 2007 season, if it wasn't for a defense that kept them down to 14 points, Eli would have been irrelevant in that game too. Yes, he was the MVP, but the entire defense should have been the MVP for the Giants in that game. What I'm saying is the quarterback does make a difference.
So you're going on defense then. So the quarterback means nothing. Because that's your argument, defense. So you're going to pick all defensive players.
No, my argument is both of them are the same age. They're both 23. They're coming out of Tennessee. They're coming out of Mississippi. You have no idea what they're gonna be like. Who do you take at the number 1 pick based on the college and based on how they were coming out of college?
You take Peyton, but we're
exactly.
not. But we have the stats and we see how they play. I would take Eli.
Yeah,
he's gonna win me Super Bowl.
He's won 1 Super Bowl. Peyton's won 1 Super Bowl.
Yeah, in half the time.
If Eli is so clutch, where was he during all these losses they had this year?
Where was Peyton?
Peyton was
Peyton's out with a broken freaking neck.
he was collecting $28 million.
Kurt Angle.
That's what he was doing.
Well, where's Peyton? Okay, so Peyton wins you at the 13 seasons he's played, 11 of them. He has 10 wins or more, and he has 1 Super Bowl. So you want that, or do you want more Super Bowl wins?
I want a guy that's going to give me an opportunity to win a Super Bowl.
And Eli does.
Yeah, Eli does because of the defense. Steven, you said it a couple weeks ago before the wild card games. You trusted in Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons team to go to New York and to beat the Giants because you didn't have faith in Eli Manning and the Giants.
I have faith in Falcons.
You had faith in the Falcons. Okay.
And you saw how far that got me.
You were given 2 points. We still you were given 2 points, and that's because the defense shut down the Atlanta Falcons. They went to Green Bay and they shut down the Green Bay Packers. And then last week they go to San Francisco and yeah, it's Alex Smith, but they shut down the San Francisco 49ers. The Giants have gotten to their 2 Super Bowls because of defense. It's, Eli is having a great season and he's had great numbers for him for this year. But in order for him to be in the same breath as Peyton Manning, he has to do what he did this year plus of 10% on the completion percentage, on the passing yards, on the touchdowns, to have even the same numbers as Peyton Manning.
All I'm hearing from you is defense wins Super Bowls and quarterbacks don't matter. So every Super Bowl win has been because of the defense.
I'm saying if you want to compare Peyton versus Eli, Peyton is the reason the Colts got to the Super Bowl. The Giants' defense is the reason they've gotten to the Super Bowl. The Giants'
defense is ranked like 26th in the NFL.
And what have they done in the playoffs? The New England Patriots, we're going to talk about this game, and we can even go right into it now. They were ranked 31st in the NFL in total defense, but they gave up less. They were in the top 10 as far as how many points they gave up. They give up the yards between the 20 and the 20, but come playoff time, they shut down our favorite holy man, that we won't mention his name because we promised we wouldn't, and they shut down Joe Flacco when they needed to. Thank you to Billy Cundiff's wide left kick. The Patriots are there because their defense, because Tom Brady was crap in the AFC Championship game.
Shut down Joe Flacco. You can shut down Joe Flacco.
Maybe I could, but the point is
the point is the defense didn't do anything. Joe Flacco's horrible.
It's how they've gotten in their body of work. Peyton Manning has gotten there because of Peyton Manning leading an offensive team. Their defenses in Indianapolis have been absolutely horrible, which is why they haven't won as many championships as they possibly could have. Eli Manning has been an average quarterback at best until this season, where he has had 15 touchdown passes in the fourth quarter, and he has been a great asset to the team. But it's been their defense and their special teams in these playoffs that have gotten them to the Super Bowl. That's why the Giants are there. That's why the Niners aren't there. That's why the Packers aren't there. That's why the Falcons aren't there. It's because the Giants' defense has gotten them there. If Peyton and the Colts, if Peyton would have been playing this year, I guarantee it obviously was the defense that was horrible for Indianapolis all season long. So Peyton Manning was the missing link there because he takes that team to another level because of what he brings offensively. The guy has over 54,000 yards passing in his NFL career. Come on. He is a top-tier, top 1-2 discussed quarterback of all time.
But when it comes down to it, what does everybody say? How many Super Bowls did you win?
Which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Because there are some of the all-time great players that played on absolute crap teams that don't have the championships. I mean, whenever I hear this, yes, I'm the baseball guy, I think of Ernie Banks, who is probably the all-time great shortstop still. Yes, I know A-Rod and Jeter. No, it's Ernie Banks. And did he get to win a championship? No. Why? He played for the Cubs. What are the Cubs known for?
Losing.
Not winning.
Exactly.
You can't blame Ernie Banks for not winning a championship because he played on a crap team.
Exactly, and that's where you got to stand. And you can't elevate somebody for being on a good team. The Giants team is a better team than the Colts team for the last 10 years. I'll sit there and tell you that now. The last 5 years in particularly. The Giants team is better than the Colts team. But when you go, the Colts offense is better than the Giants offense because Peyton Manning is a better quarterback than Eli Manning. There shouldn't be a discussion. I don't know why we're sitting here for the last 10 minutes arguing about this same thing. Look at the numbers and look at what I just told you. There's no argument. And the radio heads and the TV heads should just stop talking about it, like we should stop talking about it.
I thought we had moved on, actually.
Well, we have moved on, and in fact, we're moving on to the rematch that everybody in New England and in New York have wanted. I don't know if the rest of the country wanted this rematch, but it's a rematch from Super Bowl 42. Super Bowl 46 from Indianapolis. It will be the New York Giants, the NFC Eastern Division champion, who Steven even said the Cowboys were going to go there. At least you were right, Steven. You know, the winner of that Thanksgiving game between the Cowboys and the Dolphins would have an immediate impact on who was going to the Super Bowl. You just didn't realize it was going to be the Giants who won at the last game of the season, you know. Okay. Anyways, back to where we were going at. The Giants are a 3-time Super Bowl champion, as is the New England Patriots, who New England, 15-3 for those of you that aren't keeping track, AFC Eastern Division champions. This will be, what is it, their 5th Super Bowl since 2002. I'm tired of seeing them in the Super Bowl. If anybody can't tell that. New England is 3-3 in Super Bowl history. The Giants are 3-1 in Super Bowl history. Steven, this game is more than just about the numbers. This game is, I think, more or less who's going to come out there and have a better coaching game. I think you look at it, Super Bowl 42 was all about how Tom Coughlin and the coaching staff of the New York Giants shut down what was then Randy Moss and Tom Brady's offense of New England. Hold on a second. Yeah, defense won championship that year.
I agree. I think defense is going to win it this year too. And, week 9 Giants,
It's a shame neither of them have a defense.
Exactly. Giants have no D, but I digress. Week 9 Giants won 24-20 in New England. A late fourth quarter touchdown pass to Jake Ballard by Eli Manning won them the game. Eli was not sacked in that game. If the Patriots have any chance, they have to get to Eli.
Yeah, and the other thing is if the Giants have any chance, you've got to get to Tom Brady. And when you look at the Giants team, they've got a dominating front four. I mean, led by Jason Pierre-Paul, 16.5 sacks this year. He has been a dominant force. Just ask your Atlanta Falcons. I mean, he's been all over the place. I mean, him and Osi Umenyiora, those two are sick on the defensive line. How are the Patriots going to be able to protect Tom Brady? And really, are they going to leave one of their tight ends back, which then directly affects their passing game? And one of their tight ends, Rob Gronkowski, has a high ankle sprain. We all know what high ankle sprains do. It limits what you can and can't do in a game. This game, if Gronkowski's not hurt in the last quarter against Baltimore, I think New England's offense can probably expose the Giants and make this game more of a high 20s, low 30s kind of game. But because Gronkowski's hurt, in my opinion, I think we're looking at high teens, low 20s of the Super Bowl.
I think it's going to be a shootout. Eli threw 52 times against San Francisco. I don't see why he would change his game plan against the Pats, whose defense is one of the worst in the NFL. I just think like I said, it's getting to Brady. And the Week 9 game, Pats were 5 for 15 on third down. Brady had 11 dropbacks on third down. He completed 3. He was 3 of 9. That's horrible.
Yeah, it is horrible. And I just look at it, you think it could be a high-scoring game. It has that potential. But I think if you're the Giants, you just want to completely slow down the Patriots, keep them off the field. The Ravens did a great job against the Patriots in the second half of that AFC Championship game. And honestly, if Lee Evans could hold on to that ball or Billy Cundiff can make that field goal, we might not be talking about the rematch from Super Bowl 42. We might be talking about the rematch from Super Bowl 35. It is, well, then again, it could be San Francisco too, who, Kyle Williams, a muffed punt, and then fumbles on another punt. Anyways, we get this matchup. We could talk stats, and we're going to give our official predictions here in a little bit. But did you know that the opening line to this game had New England favored by 3.5 points? What's significant about 3.5 for this Super Bowl? Either of you know?
I do not know, Chad. What is it?
I'm gonna go down Rob's alley right here because I know why he's gonna be watching the Super Bowl. The commercial.
Commercials?
The commercials. There you go. $3.5 million for a 30-second spot for a commercial in this year's Super Bowl, which will be on.
Hopefully they're good this year.
Well, speaking of good, I'm glad you brought that up. Either of you remember what the number one commercial was the last time these two teams played in the Super Bowl? Wait for it.
The Budweiser
It
fraud.
was close. You had the Budweiser. Do either of you remember the Dalmatian that was training to be a Clydesdale?
Yes.
That was a stupid
But it
commercial.
was the number one rated commercial for Super Bowl 42, the game that was played.
Oh, look how cute this is, a dog who thinks he's a horse and can pull
The
it.
game that was played on February 3rd of 2008. This year's game, let's open it off. American Idol, the original American Idol, Kelly Clarkson's going to get everything kicked off with the national anthem. You know, if she does what the current American Idol judge did before the Baltimore-New England game, AFC Championship game, Steven Tyler, I think I'm just going to keep it on mute, play Xbox, play the Wii or do something, maybe go buy a 12-pack or something like that. Now, I expect it to be a lot more entertaining of a national anthem than what Steven Tyler gave us. And Rob, your favorite part of the game other than the commercials is?
When it's over and CSI Miami comes on.
How about the halftime show?
Oh,
You've been
yeah, the halftime
You've been plugging
show.
the halftime show.
I didn't care about the halftime show. It was only because I wanted to see Madonna sing Like a Virgin to Tim Tebow.
You didn't mention the name. Thank you very much.
I did. It was
Well,
loaded.
I mean, maybe Madonna will be singing a rock party anthem as LMFAO is going to be there with her. So it should be entertaining. We need to go to.
Oh, goody, an acronym.
We
It's acronym.
are
man.
we allowed to say the
Is it a
acronym?
man?
Because I'll say it right now. All right.
No.
We can't do that. How about we
No.
acronym our predictions for Super Bowl 46? Steven, let's lead it off with you. Who's going to win and why?
I'm picking the New York Giants. They have been battle tested. They played the Falcons at home, destroyed the Falcons. Went on the road, beat Green Bay. Went on the road, beat San Francisco. Patriots haven't really played any. I mean, they had a bye, and then they had another bye when they played the Broncos. So they had one game to prepare for. I just think the Giants are on fire. They're 5-0 in their last 5. You know, they only get up 321 yards a game, and the defense, not Eli, will win it.
Wow, somebody agrees with me finally that the defense is going to win it. I'm going to agree with you, Steven. I'm going to take the New York Giants to win this game. They did it in Super Bowl 42. I think they're going to do it in Super Bowl 46. I could care less if either team wins. Honestly, I hope that they tie and they play college football rules and they go 25 overtimes and they decide to call it a halfer game and then say, okay, since you both beat the crap out of the Bills in your past, that the Bills win the Super Bowl, but we all digress and know that that's not going to happen. I'm going to take the Giants pretty much for the same reason that you have. Bill Belichick is a great coach for the New England Patriots. He's won 72% of his games, but he cannot figure out how to beat Tom Coughlin. Coughlin and the Giants, you know, they're going to fire him. They should start saying they're going to fire him at the beginning of every season, so then he makes it to the Super Bowl. This is the second time they've threatened it. He's only won 58% of his games as the Giants head coach, but because he knows how to game plan a single game and to slow down opposition's high-powered offenses, a la the Falcons, a la the Cowboys to end the season, and a la the Green Bay Packers. My sole reason is that the defense is going to
A la peanut butter sandwich.
There you go, that too. We are going to see the Giants put a lot of pressure on Tom Brady. He's going to be off his game. And without Rob Gronkowski, you know, Wes Welker and Aaron Hernandez can only catch so many passes. And if you only have to defend 2 guys instead of 3, and one of them, the one that you don't have to cover, is the guy that stands the tallest and probably runs the fastest of them all, I think your defense has a pretty good shot at shutting down that offense. I'm going to take the Giants, and I'm going to take them 24-20. Same score as what happened in week number 9.
I pick LSU over Alabama. Oh, wait. Wrong rematch.
How about we shoot for our Sports Jam triple doubles? Let's start down under at the Australian Open, where this year's tennis first Grand Slam happened. Victoria Azarenka, the 22-year-old from Belarus, defeated Maria Sharapova 6-3, 6-love on her way to her first Grand Slam title. and become the new #1 ranked women's tennis player. On the men's side, the longest finals match in the open era of tennis history took place. 5 hours and 53 minutes saw Novak Djokovic defeat Rafael Nadal 5-7, 6-4, 6-2, 6-7, 7-5 for his 5th career Grand Slam title and his 3rd in a row over Nadal. Now just think, we do talk about other sports other than football here on Sports Jam.
This being the Super Bowl episode, I figure one of us should talk about the commercials, right? So recently, Priceline introduced a commercial where they took the William Shatner Priceline negotiator character, put him in a bus that fell off a bridge into a chasm, exploded, and he died. Which is a shame because they screwed it up. Let's make the Super Bowl version. You take the bus, you put it on the bridge, kind of teetering, tension, ooh. And instead of putting William Shatner's character in it, let's fill the bus with the pig on the zip line, the caveman from Geico, those really annoying structured settlement and annuity opera singers, and just to top it off, those stupid insurance people who don't know who Aaron Rodgers is. Rather than having William Shatner rescue them, let's have Leonard Nimoy push the bus over the edge. How's that for a Super Bowl commercial?
This season, the LA Lakers are 1-7 on the road, 5-5 in their last 10 games, and second behind the Clippers in the Pacific. Kobe Bryant's playing a staggering 38 minutes a game. He has to be on the court that much to even give the Lakers a chance. Prediction: Kobe tires out down the stretch, and Lakers miss the playoffs.
Fun and speed at the NHL All-Star Skills Competition. Let's start with speed, as Zdeno Chara connected on the hardest recorded slap shot in history with a 108.8 mile-per-hour blast. On the fun side, we saw dancing goalies, soccer-like skills with a stick, a tiny stick, and a shattering puck. But nothing was as good as Chicago center Patrick Kane's Superman impression as he flops on the ice and puts it behind the goalie to win the breakaway challenge. Now, don't we wish all major sports could have cool, fun competitions for the fans like the NHL? Boy, take note, football. Your Pro Bowl was this week, and we saw nothing.
Sunday night saw the 25th Royal Rumble, and the winner of the Royal Rumble match, who gets to compete in a main event at WrestleMania, is the man with absolutely no skin pigment at all whatsoever, Sheamus. This means he gets to pick which champion he wants to face at WrestleMania 28. At this point, it could be either reigning champion CM Punk or Bryan Danielson. I'm sorry, that's ROH. Daniel Bryan. Which will it be? Well, wrestling insiders know that last year's WrestleMania should have featured a match between Daniel Bryan and Sheamus, but it was recorded before WrestleMania and never aired. Maybe this year we'll get to see it. Who knows? Stay tuned.
The New England Patriots are not the only ones worried about the New York Giants. A city out west fears the Giants' victory more than Brady and the Pats. What city is that? Las Vegas. Normally Vegas loves Super Bowl time, and you would think this year would be no different, with a projection of over $100 million to be bet on this game. But it's not about the betting going on now, but more about the future bets that were placed earlier in the season. Future bets are odds that Vegas offers throughout the season on a particular team to win the championship. The odds go up and down depending on developments throughout the year. The Giants started out 20-1 after last year's Super Bowl. During a 4-game slide between weeks 10 through 13, the Giants shot up to 80-1, and Vegas got plenty of action. Just a $100 bet would win you $8,000. Looks like the Super Bowl commercials might not provide the biggest payouts this year.
Sports Jam will be back next week with another knockout episode. But until then,
follow us on Twitter at TR Sports Jam, friend us on Facebook, or email us at therealsportsjam@gmail.com.
thank you to our sponsor, the Danny Nagy Band. Until next week, Sports Jam, we're out.